the United States of America and Afghanistan want India to play a major role in the Asia-Pacific region. And US doesn't call term Asia-Pacific region Asia-Pacific any longer. The latest reference has been Indo-Pacific region, signifying the kind of stature India has taken among the emerging economies. The term has been coined by none other but United States of America President Mr. Donald Trump. We have the ambassador of Afghanistan to India, His Excellency Shaida Abdali with us, who will shed more light on the bilateral relations and how India is actually emerging on a global map as a strong power. It's a pleasure to have you here, sir.
Pleasure to be with you.
When US says that India can actually play a very big role, especially in regard to India and Afghanistan, so what is it hinting at, and do you think that India is somewhere shying away from taking that responsible position, maybe because of the backlash from the Pakistan and China? What do you think about that?
Well, India is a great country. You take it by any means, by size, by the potential it offers, by any means, including democracy that you see, the largest democracy in the world, and the opportunities it provides for its own people and to the rest of the world. Therefore, India is a reality now as a power, and the world counts on India. Afghanistan counts on India, and the rest of the region counts on India. Therefore, it is an acknowledgement of the importance of India, what it can do. It looks like India has not done what it has to do, and therefore there is a call on doing more because of the strength it has, and we welcome the call on India to do more and play a much more active role with regard to the whole region, including Afghanistan. You heard the new US president with regard to the new US policy for South Asia, and the call on India to play a great role in Afghanistan. And we welcome it, and we look forward to that great role from now on.
What is the reason that when we talk to defense experts, they think that India is actually not ready to take on that role? And also, like you just referred to the trade deficit, and that has been the case between China and India also. The trade deficit has grown substantially, and we want to collaborate on many verticals, say defense, say infrastructure, say pharmaceutical, healthcare and all. Unfortunately, because of the geographic boundaries and because Pakistan doesn't let you build up that kind of bridge, okay, what is the alternative now? You talked about air corridor. Can you please elaborate on that also?
Well, we in fact endorse win-win for countries around the world, including this part of the world, which means that there should be no zero-sum policies, which means open borders for trade, for people-to-people relationship. And we look forward to that win-win mentality to exist in this region, mainly Pakistan, to allow business to flourish, to allow people-to-people relationship to flourish. And in fact, we have been advocating this for years. But that does not mean that we should be manipulated or we should be kept dependent on one particular alternative. Therefore, while keeping our eye on Pakistan to give us that opportunity for business to happen between Afghanistan and India through Wagah, we also strive towards opening other alternatives, and we've already done so. Chabahar was a milestone. After years of negotiation among us between Afghanistan, Iran and India, we were able to launch the Chabahar port, and we also launched the air trade corridor. Therefore, no one can be subject to any sort of manipulation when it comes to business or trade or etc. And the best option would be to endorse or embrace win-win option, which is to allow business to happen and separate business and trade from any type of tension or a political observation.
Right. And India and Afghanistan, they are seen as strategic ally by the US, and especially to counter China in the South Asia. So when we have developments like quadrilateral, India, Japan, US and Australia partnering to take on probably China, how do you look at it?
Well, I don't think there is any effort to counter any particular country.
Okay.
It is all about how one country can do better, and that should be the effort, and must be the effort in the minds of any country to do better. And a responsible, a fine competition for economies to grow is ultimately going to help everyone. What we are against is to use any means or any instrument in order to stop anyone else to grow. That is something which we disagree with. The whole effort, as I see, in this region, particularly I see in the context of India, which is to partner, which is to merge our economies, which is to stop any spoiler, make any trouble. And we hope that that mindset will prevail in this region and remove barriers that exist today.
You have written a book, A Paradigm Shift, India, Pakistan and Afghanistan. And when the coveted position of International Court of Justice goes to an Indian, I mean, it was always held by the Britishers, and India was a colony of the country. So that actually signifies that there is a kind of shift also happening. When you talk about this paradigm shift, where do you see India going now?
My paradigm shift are also based on the new ground realities. We are no longer in the 20th century. We are in the 21st century where new countries, new powers emerge. And this ICJ is one example that India has the rightful place, being being the largest democracy and one of the largest population in the world, rather second largest or first along with China, very much deserve to be in that place. This means that there has to be paradigm shifts with regard to politics, with regard to relationships, and we must not get stuck in the old mentality, which is also defined in the context of the Cold War, where every country would strive towards progress at the cost of another power and a country. That must go away. My paradigm shift was also to encourage business to flourish, to encourage economies or businesses to be separated from any political dispute that exists between countries. And that will ultimately resolve the problem that we face today. So we hope that the paradigm shift that I suggested, which was to do business without any hurdle, particularly between Afghanistan, India, and Pakistan. And the particular suggestion that I put there as a starting point was to include India as part of APTA, where transit takes place without any problem between Afghanistan and India. And as an exchange, Pakistan gets free access to Central Asia. That is the most doable thing to do today, which can pave the way for a much larger business to happen in the long run.
Right. And you also talked about this businessing being done through Wagah and border as well. So when you're in the northern part of the country, Punjab region, and this is considered to be a very prosperous region, it's a consumer state, and you are in Chandigarh at the moment. So what are the verticals? Which kind of collaborations are possible? Like you talked about agriculture, or are you looking at some other sectors as well?
Absolutely. There are many similarities. In fact, we have relationship at the national level all over India with a number of states. When you talk of Punjab, particularly, Punjab has much to offer in agriculture, and Afghanistan is an agriculture-based economy. There's much we can share, and also given the fact that we have an old relationship business-wise, the Grand Trunk Road going through Punjab is one of the greatest foundation that we have for business to be revived once again. I'm going to meet the Honorable Chief Minister today to discuss how we can explore business between our two countries, how we can Punjab and Afghanistan, and the air trade corridor to happen, and also air connectivity between Afghanistan and Punjab will be the first thing to do, and the rest will be areas of cooperation, including health.
Thank you so much for speaking to Economic Times. And on that note, we believe that the bilateral relations between two nations, they get strengthened furthermore. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks.